What's up, guys? It's Mr. 5K Nate Bradley, and you're watching the Saturday Night's Main Event podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Saturday Night's Main Event podcast tonight. I am your host, Dan the Man, along with my best friend, Slim Tim. And tonight we have a very special guest for you. This is professional wrestling's preeminent talent manager, also the Asp of Eden. I give you Donovan Bishop. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hail to the heathens. How are you gentlemen doing?
Great,
Doing good. So, Daniel, you want to start it off?
No, just lead us in, Bubba.
Alrighty. Before we begin, I do want to mention with this show coming up this Monday, I want to salute all the veterans out there, present and past. If you had a family member in there, I do want to salute every one of them, husband, wife, dad, mother. Thank you for your service. But to get on with the show, so what got you introduced into the pro wrestling industry?
Into the industry, started off with a guy I first managed. Now for what got me into wrestling, like period, that's a whole nother take. But into the business, it was the first guy I ever managed. His name was Beast Bane, and we worked at a sandwich shop together.
Wow.
He would talk wrestling, and I'd be like, man, I used to really love doing that. Like I used to really love watching that and stuff. And he was a big monster type with a mask. And so the character of Donovan Bishop was just, first his name was Donovan LeVay. I mean, clear that air. So if you've ever heard Donovan LeVay, I'm the same guy.
Okay.
But I started out with him. He was, a monster with a mask, and the gimmick was very obvious. I ended up like suppose the people say like the James Mitchell or the Paul Bearer type of character. It was very easy to just to click to because he was already monster based. So yeah, and so like he thought it was a great idea to have a manager. I never tried it. I figured I can give it a shot. I cut like a little small promo in a closet with candles, and I had like a saw pig mask. I just put on a mannequin head, just set on the desk. And I'm just like, let's get wild with it.
So you went all out with that one.
Yeah. Well, with the promos, I don't know if you've noticed, but with my promos and vignettes, that's my shtick. That's what I love doing. I love those little theatrical moments where I can speak directly to you, and get something across, and hopefully as creepy as possible.
Well,
Yeah.
I always make it known possible whenever you put out a promo. I message you instantly. And I'm like, dude, nice promo. Like,
Thank you.
I've
All that editing is just me, myself, and I. There's like no.
well, you do a great job at it, man. Like I said, every time I see one hit my YouTube channel, I'm like, dude, I have to click it. They're so creative, and I've told you that, like, just the editing that you do, it's some horrifying shit. Like, it's crazy.
Well, going back to kind of like how we got into this is like there was the guy who got me into the business basically, and then there's like what inspired me like when I was younger to get into wrestling, and it was guys like Taker and Shango, just any of the creepers, you know what I mean? Anybody that's like had a one foot in horror, I was like instantly into, even as a child. Like it's just mesmerizing that side of wrestling. It's like, oh man, we're already playing superheroes to kids, so you need super villains of all kinds. So I love that aspect.
I like it too. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. I've never really finished any of your promos, but for what I've seen so far, I mean, to be honest, it makes me look like a newbie. Because I'm sitting there watching, I'm just like, man, he's creative. He has that mind that I do, but you go beyond that point to where it is that scary promo.
Well, you know what his promos remind me of? They remind me of like old Bray Wyatt promos, like the style. I'm not saying they're a carbon copy. They're absolutely not. but just the style they hook you. Like I
I'm
was
glad
telling
you say that.
they hook me.
Yeah.
I love them.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you saying that because he is obviously an inspiration. Like, how could he not be? Especially with like the that recent, that Fiend run to me, it's just phenomenal horror stuff. Like, as it was like, yes, give me all of that, please.
Dude, man. I got the fortunate privilege to see the Fiend wrestle live,
Ooh, the red
and
light. Was it red light?
oh no, was it? No. It was after they experimented with the red light, because I think the only time that the red light worked for anybody was with Kane, when Kane
Yeah.
debuted in '97. I think nowadays it was just more of a nuisance to people.
Yeah.
But no, I seen him wrestle live at the Royal Rumble in 2020 before the pandemic. And granted, I was way up in the nosebleeds, but still, it was a mark out moment to see Bray Wyatt as the Fiend.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would feel the same way. Obvious, unfortunate, way things happened. Uh, that hit me pretty rough when it did. Him and Paul Bearer's death just like floored me. I was like, oh man, these guys.
I'm glad that you say that. If you want some really cool Paul Bearer memorabilia to see that you will never ever see, it's here in Houston. Go to the Museum of Funeral History.
Oh,
They have Paul Bearer's original Undertaker urn there
wow.
on display, and
Really?
so I caught it on an episode of WWE's Most Wanted Treasures, the Undertaker one.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And they were trying to find his original urn. Well, they said it was here in Houston at the Funeral Museum, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go see it.
It's because he was a real funeral director. That was
Yep.
like it was his real job.
So, not
Yeah,
to
awesome.
cut
Yeah.
anyone off, but one of our other hosts that couldn't be on the show tonight wrote in the chat saying the stage presence is creative, just waiting on the storyline to progress. It's a show build-up so far in the show we've been to.
Yeah. For those few shows that y'all have been to, it was, and I agree, it was a bit of a wait. And this is kayfabe and not like as intended.
Okay.
We were waiting to find me something, and that's what, my last show, just the show yesterday, Comic Palooza, was a payoff. Unfortunately, I don't know when that'll be able to be viewed, but that was a huge payoff, was at Comic Palooza. We were waiting to find me the right person. Plus, there was the side story with Lobo, just me and him naturally not working together. And that's going to be a very, very long story. Me v Lobo is going to be a long one.
Now, what's the progression with you? Because your latest promo, if you really paid attention to it, you're really trying to hook Ryan Russell in. And I have to know, will we find out more at the 15th coming up, the 15th, or?
You will.
Okay.
You will
See,
find something out. That is for sure.
Me and Daniel and Isaiah, we were all talking. We actually thought you were going to go after Jordan Jensen because he already has it. He already has that heathen way with him, the way that you're wanting as a manager. I can see Jordan being your person.
On a short list, Jordan is in top 3.
Okay. I'll take
He
that
is
one.
absolutely someone I would love to help out.
Now I heard and shed some light to this. I heard he got injured yesterday in the Battle Royal. Now, is that true? Something with his thumb?
Can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay. Damn it.
That would be between him and the medical team.
I told him, I shot him a message. I said, man, if that's true that your thumb is, you better tape that thing up. You better be there on the 15th.
Go solo, Sokoa. The thumb.
If he does have a thumb injury, Jordan's the kind of guy that I don't think that would actually stop him.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
I think he would put on that best of his, come out and crack some skulls just the same, which is what I appreciate about him.
One thing, because we're talking about the storyline buildup, the two shows that we've been to, and at first, going to the second show, we kind of, not saying we meant to, but we made fun of, because every time you come out to the ring, we can barely hear you. And me, Daniel, and Isaiah have all been talking about that. It's like, man, when he comes out, we don't know what the storyline is. We don't know what he's after because we can barely hear him. And of course, it could be because of the
No,
crowd.
I caught what Isaiah said. Trust me. I heard his words. I saw the episode. Trust me. When I have a vetted interest in the talent on the show, I may be paying attention. However, those two incidents were unfortunate, accidental, actually. That microphone is used by Steven Stellar all evening. Steven Stellar is a louder, boisterous individual than myself. I'm careful, I'm measured, I'm a bit calmer.
Mhm.
My promo style is ripped directly from Jake, the Snake Roberts himself. I want you to listen so I don't have to yell.
Yeah.
However, Steven does yell all night, and that microphone is keyed to him and his levels, volume-wise and whatnot. So when they handed over, the first couple times, we did not adjust. Therefore, no one heard a thing, including myself.
Oh, wow.
So I heard me talking in a little pocket around my head. That's about it, because the crowd was loud. Let's be honest, they hate me. And I'm all for it. Really not there to be liked, to be honest.
I was gonna say, if they hate you, you're doing a good job because you're succeeding at it.
Absolutely. There's a reason I pick my clients the way I do.
But that's why I root for the bad guys, man. I love the bad guys. That's why
Bad guys have more fun.
they are, and that's why, like I said, I gravitated to your character when we seen you for the first time at the Conroe Rumble. That was my first Texas All Star show. Isaiah, he's been to a couple, and
That was
when I
actually
see
my
your character, I
debut,
got hooked.
in-ring debut for them.
Oh, wow.
I
At
didn't
Conroe
do
Rumble.
anything. Yeah, I didn't do anything in ring before then.
Oh wow.
Everything was all like I was always behind the curtain, waiting for the right moment. So they put me on the mic for the first time that night, for them. And well, unfortunately could not hear me. But I half technical error, half that audience was on fire.
Yeah, that was a fun show, but I think I think me and Tim can agree. The VFW crowd, I think I like better. It's just an indoor building, and maybe it was just because it was cold that night at the Rumble. But the VFW is a cool place.
I tell you, VFW is one of my more favorite places to go. Because it's indoor. I wear a suit. Summertime heat is not
Oh.
my favorite in a three-piece. I gotta be honest with you. Outdoor venues, even more so. But so yes, I appreciate the VFW and its air-conditioned indoors. I got the
It,
bar, I got the restaurant.
Yeah.
It's just got a great all-around space and vibe for it. But personally, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like Daniel said, that with going to the Conroe and then going to the VFW, that the VFW was my favorite, just because to me, you still had that barrier away from the entertainers, and then but you were still able to engage in the show, but actually be comfortable at the same time. Because if
Yeah, you don't feel locked behind a cage kind of a thing.
exactly, because like when you go to a major show like WWE's when they're in town, you're in a big arena, but just to get ringside, one, it's an arm and a leg.
Yeah, yeah.
Two, it's in a way to me it's uncomfortable because yeah, you're sitting there, you're right there at the ring, but at the same time, what are they using? Folding chairs. You're not able to lean, you're not
Mm,
able to do
yeah.
anything. And there, you're able to lean on the table and engage in the show and then relax, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, you have a place to put your stuff, essentially. If you grab some food, you can sit at a table with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's fun too because, like I said, this will be my third one, two. It'll be my third TASW show, and it's not every day that I get to heckle a heel and get lettuce from a hamburger thrown at me like the last show. That was fun. You don't have that happen at you at a WWE show, but
Some
at a
healthy
Texas
heckling
All-Star.
right there.
I had Corey Steed, one of the wrestlers, said he was going to kill me. Oh, it was great.
Fantastic. Well, I need to talk to him.
Yes.
I mean, it was just one of those shows. I mean, I got videos. Daniel sent it to me after that night. He was like, dude, you gotta watch this. It's like, what? And he's over there yelling at him, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Here comes security stepping in front of him.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's fun. It's fun.
It is a
But-
good time. The shows are a good time. TASW is one of my favorite places to work with. They've really done a lot for me this year.
Now, I was looking at your schedule. I was scouting through your social media, and I know you have some appearances coming up, not only for Texas All-Star, but you have a Loco Wrestling appearance. Is that right?
Yeah, June 7th, there is Sadaka Asylum, which is a benefit show to bring, I believe, Lowrider, his girl up from Mexico. You know what I mean? So through sponsorship, citizenship, and all that. So it's a benefit for that. And he asked me if I wouldn't mind managing a couple of his evils.
Nice, yeah, because we had Jaime, the promoter of Loco, over on my other podcast, The World of Kayfabe. We stream on Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
And
talk to
he
Jaime
was-
quite often.
What's that?
That's to speak with Jaime quite often.
Yeah, he's super cool dude. We had him on a couple months ago. We were talking about some big it was XPW Goes Loco.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it was a event that my buddy went to and then passed away shortly after. His name's Justin Juice Wallace. He had the Juice Pro Wrestling podcast, a huge podcast. And he ended up getting in an automobile accident about a month after on Valentine's Day. It was crazy.
That was unfortunate.
But yeah, Jaime is a great guy. Great guy. Support Loco if whoever's listening. Great guy.
So I'll be dropping a promo for that shortly. So keep your eyes open for that.
Now you're going to be going there as obviously the Donovan Bishop character, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all. That's the only character you portray, right?
That is it. There is just enough spooky in the Texas area for me to help get to the top. Which brings me, I think, I would like to discuss, if we may, yesterday.
Yes.
I was actually going to text Daniel and let him know, hey, bring that up. We definitely want to know, because me and Daniel and Isaiah both wanted to go to the show and we missed it. But we definitely want to know.
I know it's going to be up on YouTube here shortly because last year's was, and I cannot wait.
Actually, myself either. I cannot wait to see the because I'm in the moment. I'm doing what I'm doing my job. It's that viewing after that I get to see. All right, where did we go wrong? Where can I go right? How can we fix this? Oh, by the way, what did the audience think? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So the big news, as if I'm an actor representing a new movie coming out, I have new clients here at Texas All-Star Wrestling. We debuted together yesterday, and I'm sure you've heard the name Onslaught. Hostage Hirsch, Trent Mercer. They came out as a team together yesterday. We took on the Pillars of Destiny, and I as their new manager.
Oh, wow. Okay. How was that?
It was chaotic. All four of those boys beat the living tar out of each other until the ring broke.
Wow.
The ring broke?
Well,
Like, are we talking about broke like Big Show Brock Lesnar broke, or like a top rope broke?
well, let's just say that the boys had to do what they had to do to try to get the upper hand. Unfortunately, it backfired, and the top rope did suffer as a casualty.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to watch this.
And then I tried my hand at attempting to stop the pillars, and that didn't work out too great. So keep an eye out for that. However, it was a successful night as a team.
Nice, nice. Now, do you think here in the near future we're going to see a lot more different talent come running through TASW?
I believe so. I
Because man,
wholeheartedly
I was
believe
going
that
through
you're going
y'all's
to see
roster.
a whole lot of new faces for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I was going through y'all's roster page and I'm like, whoa, I've never seen this person. There's like 8 more women on here. I've never seen these people.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
show that we've been to, we haven't seen one woman fight yet.
I did.
Daniel did. I haven't, because when we went to Conroe, there wasn't there they didn't have a match for the women. Then when we went to the VFW, they didn't have a women's match there. Now it was on the poster, they were just not there. And then Daniel went to one where he saw one. I was like, really?
Really quick, Jessica G in the chat said, "Are you excited to be their new manager?"
I am more than ecstatic to be the new manager for Onslaught. Those boys are such a perfect fit for me and my shtick. We're there to cause lots of havoc, and it's going to be a good time. So yeah. I'm more than happy to be their new manager.
So
Maybe possibly future contenders for the TASW tag titles.
Tag titles, heavyweight championships, Comic Palooza Dragon Championship. We'll take it all.
You know what? I gotta intervene with you on this one. I don't mind if you take the tag belts off the Dirty Tribe, but you ain't taking the belt off Nate Bradley. I'm just saying, that's my boy.
You're gonna have to wait to see some future videos. You're just gonna have to stick around. You're just gonna have to stick around and wait.
Oh, you know I will.
So, do you have anybody else in mind besides this tag team in mind that you're kind of scouting right now?
So Onslaught I was doing on the sly, kind of quietly. They're over mostly running roughshod in the central Texas area, but they do come over here, do Texas All-Star quite often. They're going to be on the, at least Hostage Hirsch will be on the final temporarily hopefully final All Fury Pro Wrestling event. All Fury is a recent startup, but due to unfortunate circumstances, immediately having to shut right back down because of health reasons to the owner.
Oh no.
It is what it is. But I will be managing Hirsch over there for their final show. So yeah, Onslaught obviously in my sights on the sly. More openly, I've already worked with End of the World Party over at Baracho Pro as their unofficial legal advisor. So End of the World Party is another group I'd love to see and work with more of over on this side of the state. But I have no problem, obviously, in going to Central Texas to work with them. Another name to look out for, possibly. Now, this is just rumor and innuendo. I don't actually want to give anything too big away here, but there's been discussion, me working with Alexander Crowley. Don't know if you've heard that name.
I have.
He has his normal manager, Lilith. But sometimes she cannot make every show. She has prior engagements herself. Sometimes I might fill in that aspect. As far as anyone else, really, if anyone wants to get to the top, I'm game to talk. It's just a matter of what you're willing to do. I may have a shadowy, evil persona, maybe a dark shadow kind of aura around me. But, I mean, what is that in the long run? I'm not the one trying to get to the top. You are. Let me help you get there. Don't have to worry about staining your fingers none. Let me do that.
There you go.
There you go. I like that answer.
Now, do you keep up with the wrestling product as far as like the big promotions, or do you?
I tend to. I watch when I can. Mainly the pay-per-views, premium live events. Now we're in the future, right?
Yeah.
Any of the premium live events I'll try to catch when I can because I still, I still have Peacock until that. I guess they moved to Netflix beginning of next year.
Well,
Is
the
it
pay per
all going
view,
to be on Netflix?
well, the pay per views will still be on Peacock, but Raw is
All
going to
right.
be on Netflix.
Oh, they're still gonna do the
Counts on
Peacock.
both. They don't bother me none.
Are you going to be watching Double or Nothing tomorrow?
You know, I might. No, actually, I will be at Reality of Wrestling tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
I have a couple clients there that I am meeting with to go watch them perform, and hopefully maybe a little elbow rubbing, handshaking going on.
Yeah, I know. I think is Zilla Fatu supposed to be there? Umaga's son.
For this event, I'm not sure. I think this is more of the like the smaller breakout talent show, the
Oh,
non-televised ones.
okay.
And I think he's on for the one after that, but
I think
don't quote me on that.
I think he's bloodline bound soon.
Oh, I mean, right now this is the year. Like you just saw two of them straight in.
Yeah.
Like
Jeez.
like we kind of knew it was going to happen anyways. We kind of knew it was going to happen. You know,
Yeah.
we follow their careers. We knew it was going to happen.
Mhm.
Well,
Still very shocking to see it when it finally does happen and they're on the TV and you're like,
well, it's crazy because I was like, you can ask Tim. I'm a huge New Japan fan. Well, I was, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, that
that era. Yeah, well,
when the era of the New
that was the
Japan
red hot
hot.
era. You know what I mean?
And I was always a fan of God, Gorillas of Destiny. And
Mhm.
at that time, if you would have told me, hey, God is going to be in WWE in the next 5 years, I would have never believed you.
Neither would
Now
they.
they're here.
Neither would they, you know?
Dude, it's crazy.
No one ever thought, even if it was brief and it was, you know, maybe just for money, no one thought Sting would ever step foot in a WWEF ring.
Yeah, but he
But it
got
happened.
treated like a chump, though.
Well, I mean, he left as soon as the contract was over anyway. So it's, you know, but it happened.
His
You know,
AEW run was so good.
it was. It was a good way to retire.
It was.
That was a good way. If you're going to retire, that's by the numbers how you should do it.
Let's see what Edge is gonna do.
Oh, yeah, we got that barbed wire steel cage match tomorrow night.
Yeah. That
Edge,
sounds wild.
Edge and Malachi Black.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Mm-hmm. That's
The old name creeping in.
Oh, Malachi.
Well, that was a problem for myself for a while when I changed the name from LeVay to Bishop. There was a couple of times I would record a promo and I would say the old name and I'm like, well, this is trash now.
so, talking about promos, how long did it take you to perfect your promos?
Okay, so when I said I started and the guy that brought me in, that was 12 years ago. So technically I've been in 12 years, but I took a big long break in between because of the guy I managed got in trouble legally and it put a sour taste into my mouth. And so I just kind of did not do anything for a while until I realized, oh man, you're not chasing your dream. You need to get back on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I find myself over in the Houston area as opposed to San Antonio. So it was kind of like starting over.
Mm-hmm.
Now when it comes to all the promotions that you work at, what would you say is Donovan Bishop's home base? Where will we find you at the most?
Right now, Texas Festival.
Okay, cool. Keep it that way, please.
Absolutely.
Keep it that way.
I like I said before, I want to see where this story's going. I want to see what you have to bring to the ring with the talent that you're going to manage and get them to the top. I actually want to see this storyline because I'm like, every time we go, I lean over to Daniel. I'm like, Donovan Bishop's coming out. And he's like, I know, but let's hear what he has to say. And like you explained earlier, we couldn't really hear you the last two, but I'm like, I really want to see where this storyline's going.
Get to that next show.
Okay.
Get to the next show.
Hey, wifey, we'll be at the next show, huh?
Yeah, too bad Tim won't.
Yeah, too bad Tim won't.
Oh, man.
Already
Tim.
picking on me.
Tim, my man.
Hey, Tim, come on, man. I'm bringing gifts, okay? You bring yourself.
Yeah.
Is that my Father's Day to myself?
Yeah, bring yourself. Hang out with your best friend here. All right?
Yeah, your best friend, Donovan Bishop.
Yeah, and your best friend, Donovan Bishop.
There you go.
Wrestling's most premier eminent talent manager.
Close enough.
Close enough.
I was close, all right?
Close enough. I'll take it. I'll take it. I've got a laundry list of nicknames. It's all right.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. Gonna pick on Daniel again. Woohoo!
Hold on. Tim, run with it real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. So outside of, being at the show, everything like that, managing the talent that y'all have, what do you do on the outside? Like when you're not being a manager and it's just you?
Oh man, when I'm not Donovan,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just myself. Play a lot of video games, let's be honest.
It sounds like me.
I play a lot of video games. No, the wrestling and the promos and the like research, writing the promos, like I write my promos full on, like on a scratch sheet of paper. I write out everything I think I should say, and when I get to the ring, half of it goes out the window, and I only remember the bullet points. That's fine, anyways. I save time that way.
And see, and I'm the same way. I mean, because like even with the podcast, I'm on the back side of it, and I'm thinking, okay, who are we having on the show? What are we gonna ask? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this? And that's why I always ask anyone that does promos, like, what do you do to prepare for yourself? And like you just said, it's just like you write things down. You're like, okay, and then like right now with the show, we're just going with the flow. And that's one thing I do like about, even when you have something written down, sometimes it doesn't go by the playbook. You're going off of how
That
you're
first show
feeling.
y'all saw me at, that first promo, he said, you've got 5 minutes, including entrance, right? Well, my little notepad it felt like 10 minutes worth of stuff. So I feel like I took a line or two out of each, and that's all that actually came out. Which was fine, because it was the ground down, finely tuned version of all that stuff.
Mhm.
This bit here was important from this. This bit here was important, and that bit here was important. Condensed, ship it. And that's like that's what it sounds like afterwards. In the moment, it's chaos.
Yeah.
I feel like the blender is actively running while I'm out there,
Yeah, because I mean, like when we saw you at your debut, to be honest with you, they it actually fit because one, we didn't know who you were.
Sure.
And then so you coming out and even though, like you stated, y'all were having sound difficulties at that time, it actually went with your character because it was like, okay, who's this guy? I mean, the crowd was loud that night. I will automatically admit.
Oh yeah.
The crowd
They
at
were on
Conroe,
fire.
they were on fire, especially with the kids that we were sitting by. I mean, they were on fire. We could barely hear you. Even though we were so close to the ring, we still couldn't hear you. And to me, that actually gave that character for a good debut because you're like, okay, we know he was talking, but what was he saying? And
Basically, you left us wanting more.
exactly.
Sure. Well, with the crowd being so on fire and them just like knowing they have to boo me, and then you could look at me and tell I'm to be booed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just obvious, right? Like, okay, this guy's obviously the bad guy. This guy's the bad guy, obviously. And the crowd was really into all of it. So therefore, like the boos were extra loud, whether I deserved them or not. It was perfect.
I'll admit, I was one of them.
That's fine. The drowning boos, and I'm all for it, especially with this character. Hate me, please, with every fiber of your being. Do not like me.
Yeah, I remember when I was at the last show, the one that was main evented with Bradley and Exodus Prime. I remember right before, I think some guy behind me, he was referring to you, but he was like, "Where's old Pee Wee Herman at?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Come on!" And I know who. I'm not going to say names because I know who that is. But But yeah. But really quick, Jessica G has another question. She says, since you're about the creepy factor, any creepy fan stories, not only from TASW but from any other promotion?
Creepy fans. You know, personally, most fans have been pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like I've not had those kind of experiences with creepers, to be honest. You think I would draw them like a moth to a flame. Uh, Maybe I creep them out in return. I don't know. But I haven't had I haven't had any real weirdo stories yet, to be honest. Now, not to saying, they're probably coming, but so far, so good.
I mean, what's hot than a woman sending you a bikini pic with a devil mask on? I mean, that would be right up your alley.
Yeah, that wouldn't be creepy. That would be fantastic.
That would be great.
Please send devil mask. No, never mind.
Hey, honey, can you
Never
wear
mind.
a devil mask?
Whoa, 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 whoa. No.
My wife's beautiful either way, but even with a devil mask, she'd look even more beautiful.
I've got a collection of them, by the way. Like
I know you do.
I have a
I
collection.
know you do.
That would be actually to like the
If that's the real
anniversary.
fan thing, send me devil masks.
I was just say it would be actually kind of cool, like on the anniversary of Bray Wyatt, like to bring out. I know it's not the same mask, but just kind of like a tribute, to him and stuff like that. That would actually be cool to bring out, like kind of like a devil mask.
Yeah, why don't you ever come out with the devil mask one time and just when you get in the ring, take it off?
But here's the thing, it's kind of a twofold thing there. I feel like, and this is just maybe just a personal opinion, I'm a manager. I'm not trying to be more than that. Like, I don't want to take center stage. That would be a very cool thing for one of the boys to do. You know what I mean? Or one of the gals to go out with the mask or whatever. And when I'm the manager, it works for Nastico as it is his gimmick. He doesn't take it off. You know what I mean? He's a luchador manager. Straight up. He's got the mask on. That's his gimmick. For me to come out with the mask and take it off seems like I'm asking for too much, or maybe like it seems like a lot in my mind.
Now let me run this by you, and maybe this will change. Maybe not necessarily change your mind, but maybe you look at it differently. Oh God, let me close my. Okay, never mind. Sorry, my wife's watching Game of Thrones. It was super loud. But what if you one day down the road led a faction, you and two other people, and y'all all three came out in synchronized kind of masks?
That's
so
different.
You're not taking the limelight. It's all spread collectively. Kind of like the House of Black.
That would be more like a as I call it, like the Mr. Fuji kind of thing, because he would put on the face paint with Demolition. Was it Demolition?
Well, excuse me. So he did the face paint with the Powers of Pain.
Right. Yeah, he did the face paint with Powers of Pain.
And I think, did he do a mask with No, he didn't do a mask with Demolition. But yes, you're exactly
right. He would like kind of adopt whoever he was managing's gimmick, essentially.
Yes.
With Onslaught, that is a possibility with us, because all three of those boys do go to the ring with a mask.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's a big possibility that you'd finally get to see me in the devil mask when I'm with them.
That would be super cool. Now, have you seen that movie, The Black Phone? Have you?
Yeah, I've seen that mask too.
The Ethan Hawke, that mask is creepy.
That is like, whenever I search devil mask, that is one of the top results.
Yeah, it's a great mask.
You're mentioning like a Bray Wyatt kind of like honoring him in a way, like a tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. I got something to show you.
All right, cool. He's got the same dinette set that I do. Everybody's got that dinette set.
It's a common chair.
The common chair. Yes.
So I had an idea that when I first started coming back, I have tons of ideas. I'm just an idea machine, it seems. If I don't go on to like manage the rest of my career, at least I want to stay in wrestling in some sort of creative capacity. it may be writing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay in that field. But when I started coming back, I had an idea, something that I wanted to try, and I still might do it someday as a tribute. But I do have an all-white suit with the white gloves and the pocket watch
Mm-hmm.
and this.
Ooh,
Ooh.
a white rabbit.
Yep.
So I wanted to like do like a Bray Wyatt kind of tribute and continue the whole White Rabbit thing because that kind of fell.
Yeah.
And the new White Six stuff with Bo isn't White Rabbit related.
No.
So like I wanted to go back to the White Rabbit with like Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit being like the theme, and like that was my gimmick. Like I'm the White Rabbit and you follow me.
Yeah. Well, apparently they had a if you weren't paying attention, so on the King of the Ring PLE today, apparently one wrestler was coming out and you see the entranceway and you see Uncle Howdy lean out.
Ah,
Yeah.
I did not see that, and I was watching it while I was
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah, I seen a
Was not watching.
screenshot of it. I don't remember who came out, but you see Uncle Howdy peeking his head out.
I
They're
was gonna
coming.
watch it after this. Actually, I was gonna pop it on and just kind of like hang out and watch it.
That's what I'm gonna do too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Interesting.
rewatch some of it, but yeah, it was really good. I'll admit, wasn't the best King of the Ring. I mean, I know they haven't had it on in a while, but
I only know of one result, and it was who won Queen of the Ring. And I tell you, the year she's had, she deserves it.
Did you see who won King, or do you? I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't.
You can go ahead and spoil it for me because it's like
Gunther.
it's already done.
Gunther.
Well, fantastic.
But what I was telling Tim before
Kind
we
of expected.
yes, very, very. But you know what I like though, and I told Tim about this before we went on the air and before you jumped in, was that Triple H is going back to how King of the Ring used to be. Is you win the King of the Ring tournament, you get the world title shot at SummerSlam. King of the Ring is to SummerSlam as Royal Rumble is to WrestleMania. So Triple H is
Fantastic.
doing a lot of rights to those wrongs that were done, and I couldn't be any more happier.
Well, like in a behind the scenes aspect, that creates the easiest skeleton to follow as far as storylines go. You have from point A to point B, and here's the built-in like skeletal structure for the championship kind of a thing. This story is half written already. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like this from this point to this point is semi-written already. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of it makes things easier, I would think, on a story writing aspect.
So
I still say by fall, Gunther's going to be your world champ.
Okay. I think that's too soon.
You think so?
I have to agree with him. I think it's
Okay.
too soon.
Okay.
It's good to put him on that path, yeah. Get him in that conversation. He's
Yeah.
absolutely in that conversation now.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Kind of
he
knew
is.
that as soon as he lost the Intercontinental title, that he's already in the story for heavyweight. Where else does he go? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to be honest, and I was just telling Daniel this before you jumped on, it's just like with the Cody story. The storyline's already over.
Yeah.
So
The storyline ended when he got the belt. So now what?
yeah, and so I read something that as of right now, Paul does not have anything planned for him. And I think it's because of the fact that he's trying to figure out who, like Gunther, bringing Gunther up to maybe take that title. Or, you know, for...
What's an intriguing story for him?
Exactly. So, because, you know,
What
that
kind
one
of
was...
engagements?
That one was ongoing for so long, and then finally gets the title. And we're like, yes, he got the title. And then now we're like, okay, so as our world champion, our undisputed champion, what's next?
Yeah.
And so I think like with him and
That's the
Logan
big
Paul,
question.
with him and Logan Paul going up against each other, yeah, it was a good match. But I knew that they were still going to let Cody take the belt.
That's just kind of like one of those interesting pairings. Let's see what happens if kind of a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm kind of one of those fickle
kind of
wrestling.
Semi-intrigued.
Well, I guess I'm kind of one of those fickle wrestling fans. Like, and maybe it's
Sir,
just
are
too
you
early.
jaded?
Yeah, I don't know. So it was like I'm all about the journey, not the destination kind of thing. And
All
like
right.
the journey to Cody winning the belt was amazing, but he has it, and I'm kind of like, oh.
Well, see, now there was a whole lot of stuff in the pan. Think about it like a recipe or whatever. The whole build up to him winning the title was like a slowly built omelet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Ingredient by ingredient added till you had this perfect thing. Now it's just him, the egg in the pan, alone.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
got to find the right. They just got to find the right ingredients to put with him. And
I'm
Logan Paul was just a little bit of salt. That's all.
and because we're talking about this in storylines, I'm still kind of torn between what they're gonna do with the bloodline.
I think the memes are pretty much saying it as it is. You've got Bloodline A and Bloodline B.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it's going to probably eventually come down to.
So
I
you
think.
think so, Daniel? Before you say anything, do you
Mm-hmm.
think that it's gonna be The Rock, Solo, and the two brothers that just came on with The Rock, Jimmy, and Jay?
You mean Roman?
Oh, Roman.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain just went.
I think Rock is completely out of the equation. I think because he's doing a movie now.
Mhm.
He'll probably be in that realm for a little while
Okay.
because that's how it tends to go with him. Not saying he won't. What do I know, right? I'm just I'm a fan just like you guys. But I think The Rock is out of this equation now. I think it would be Roman and the Usos as obviously your face bloodline versus newly egotistical Solo and and that bloodline B essentially.
It's literally almost like NWO Hollywood versus NWO Wolfpack kind of thing. You have the good guys being the Wolfpack that everybody loves, and then you have NWO Hollywood, which is the heels.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Now, but it leaves lots of room storyline wise for them to reunite and go in either direction. Their face. They could be like a super good guy faction that everyone loves. Samoan dynasty, full on, yay.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah, I can't wait for
like a
Roman to
gigantic
return.
group of just heels, which is essentially original NWO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
I
it's
mean,
just all Samoan bloodline.
yeah. Roman's return is going to be badass.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just
no matter whatever he comes back, other face.
Yeah, because
Crowd's gonna go,
I'm actually worried about Jimmy right now because I've read some articles that even though he got hurt in the ring, but the story now is saying that he actually is really hurt to the point that they don't even know when he's going to come back.
I'm gonna go on record right now.
Uh,
This is gonna go on the internet on record. I hate articles. I hate anything I read on the internet. Can't trust anything anymore. I can't even tell you if a human wrote the article anymore.
I will
That's where
agree
we're
with
at.
that one.
I don't even know. Like we're living in those times. So those kind of things, I literally just wait to see what I see. You know. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the best part of wrestling. It's just like watching a movie. If you get too many spoilers, then like you've lost. You've lost the ability to experience that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I don't read into dirt sheets anymore. It
Like
ruins it.
yeah, the whole Steam with all that, like all those guys, like it's like I don't put any stock in it. I can't.
No.
I can't.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's just I actually read it on it came from I forgot exactly where it came from. I'm gonna go look for it. Daniel, go ahead and
Like
ask
put
the
it put
question.
it like this. Even if WWE put out a statement on something, it's still 50-50.
Yep. Yep.
It's still 50-50 whether it's real or not. Which is kind of what I love about our business. We live in like this pseudo kind of misty area of real and not.
Mm-hmm.
This is the closest thing to being a superhero, supervillain, or an actual, character from a movie or TV show. We are that.
Yep. Now I got a question. So Donovan Bishop out of the ring. Do you collect wrestling memorabilia? Anything?
Not really. There was a time when I was a lot younger when I would collect a lot of the toys and stuff. But then like I was a kid, I would play with them and they get screwed up.
Yeah.
Like when I was young, I remember three things in particular that I wish I had today. One was one of those WWE Superstar, it's the Ultimate Warrior. We had the adjustable arms, and he had this thing on his back that if you push down, he would kind of.
You are talking about the 1991 Hasbro WWF figure.
I had an Ultimate Warrior of that.
Mm-hmm.
I had the old, like big size, like a junkyard dog. He was made out of rubber.
Yeah, yeah.
Like looked really good. It was like a really good figure. Like those things could bash the crap out of each other.
Oh, absolutely.
And a WWF toy chest where if you took the lid off and flipped it, it looked like a wrestling ring.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, like I would have like this, it was like a toy chest lid, flip it, suddenly my wrestling ring. And so yeah, that's like the old stuff. Today, just Bray Wyatt stuff.
Oh, there you go. I've went from action figures to converting into more big boy stuff like belts, right? I love titles. So I'm only going to show you 2 of 4 because my wife's going to kill me if I keep interrupting Game of Thrones. But this is one of them, the IWGP United States.
Fantastic. I love beautiful belts like that. Like all-time favorite belt design was Big Gold.
Okay.
I love that belt to death.
This is my holy grail. The Winged Eagle.
Yeah.
WWF Heavyweight Championship belt. That
would be like in a top 3 favorite like designs. It was like it's probably Big Gold. The old big I guess it's the same one. I guess I would just say Winged Eagle, Big Gold. Big Gold's number 1. Winged Eagle, and then like the what was the big green strapped one? Was that NWA? Was that like Mid-South?
Oh,
it's an ugly belt, to be honest, but I loved it to death.
Are you so that's not the WWF belt?
It might be. Hold on. Google is like only a couple finger clicks away.
Because I think that's the one that Hulk Hogan won from the Iron Sheik.
What is that from? Of course, I'm going to get an ad right over it when I'm trying to look at it. WWW. Yeah. That's what that one was.
I think my next one I want to get is the 10 pounds of gold, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, fantastic.
That is a gorgeous belt. But I also, so with these 2 belts, I also have the big Universal title, and then I have the AEW TNT title because I got to show AEW some love somehow. So
sometimes,
yeah.
I mean, let me be honest. Like, I love the people there. The product needs some work.
So my next 2 belts to get it's going to be the new heavyweight championship belt, and even though Daniel does not like it, I'm going to get the gold undisputed belt.
Fantastic.
It's just one of those because I have the commemorative belt, which is not the real one. It's just one of those, fake ones, but it was cheaper. Went the cheapest route, but you know what? It's time to get one of the big belts so I can change the side plates.
One of these days, I'm going to get that Fiend belt.
Yeah, see, I have this one.
Wow.
And then
big red.
Yeah. And I call this my Brody Lee belt because it was the red TNT belt that they retired before they came out with the black strap. So officially, the last AEW TNT champion was -1, his son.
Yeah.
So
I have, like I said, I have belts, but I just don't display them like he does.
If I had my druthers, I would love to do a little bit of time in AEW. Now this is given like I have my way, you know what I mean? Like this is perfect world, right? I go to AEW because there's a few people I want to work with. Mm-hmm. That's essentially all it comes down to. I want to work with certain people. I don't really care where I'm at. I want to work with some people because I think it'd be fun. want to go AEW. I want to get in a rivalry against Danhausen.
Oh,
I think his like slapstick horror versus my more literal horror, and just like just let us hate each other.
Yeah.
Just let him be oblivious to my hating him or whatever, and I think would be just wonderful, wonderful TV.
I think that would be the ultimate battle of good and evil.
Yeah,
that really would. Like,
I can just call him on his evilness.
We don't need Hulk Hogan and Andre. We don't need Stone Cold and The Rock. We need Danhausen and Donovan Bishop.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is my daughter's belt. This is one of them.
He could pay me off in teeth. Or attempt to, anyways.
That's my daughter's other belt right there, if you can see that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one. That picture, too.
Yeah, so me and my daughter, we drip in gold around this house.
Look at you.
Yeah. But
you
actually answered one of our
TASW
questions.
soon enough.
What's that?
I said that'll be me and whoever I'm running with around TASW soon enough.
Dripping in gold, huh?
Dripping in the gold.
Yeah, you actually answered one of our questions that we were going to ask. Is like, what other promotions would you want to go to and get signed on as a manager with? And you just said you would like to go to AEW.
I'd like to make a tour of all of them. Let me be honest. I will do it, like, if given the opportunity, I would stop by every place. I would love to go to AEW, NWA, New Japan, WWE, TNA, just all those places. There's people in every single one of them that I would love to the opportunity to just do something with. Even if it's just
I would love to see
your storyline, whatever, in, out.
I would love to see you and Paul Heyman go at it. I think that would be really good to see.
You know what? That would this is two-parter. First, I would love that, absolutely. But longer and bigger answer is that scares the living daylights out of me.
Yeah. He seems like he would be so intimidating to be on the mic with.
He's not an intimidating figure.
No.
But he's an intimidating presence because of everything he's done in this business. So he's already got that legacy just kind of walking behind him. Guy's in the Hall of Fame for obvious reasons. 2, have you seen him on the mic?
Very true.
They put him with guys who can speak. Just because it's gonna be that times 10.
Yeah.
It's like they just want to see how explosive it can be.
Would you say he's one of the greatest minds in professional wrestling?
I think I would.
It's easy to say.
Yeah. I mean, the legacy of ECW speaks for itself. You don't get those chants for nothing.
I mean, and till this day, they still chant it. As soon as they see Paul, they're still chanting it.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be WWE. He doesn't even have to be at the show. You're getting ECW chants at AEW. You're getting ECW chants across the board anywhere. You can get them at indie shows. If you remind people of that era in any way, they will let you know you're carrying the spirit. And that's all Paul's brain.
Yeah. Yep. And ECW's been closed down for 23 years.
23 years. That's half my life.
I was going to say, are we at the age where we can say that makes us feel officially old?
Yeah.
Don't say that. Yeah. Don't say that.
Dude, ECW closed. Okay. So the one that really makes me feel weird is saying the date of the Undertaker Mankind Hell in a Cell match. In a couple years, that match will be 30 years old.
You know the first pay-per-view premium live event I ever saw as a kid?
What's that?
I was 11 years old. It was in 93. It was WrestleMania 9.
I'm sorry.
My first Mania was that.
I'm sorry.
It got me, though. Remember, Taker came out with like a vulture.
Yeah, but if that's all that got you, I
didn't know. Look, back then at 11, I didn't know anything about what Hart was doing. I had no idea. I had a really great time watching the Hart Yoko match, Mr. Fuji with the salt, like
Mhm.
a giant Gonzalez. It was a spectacle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do something cool with one. It's WWE. They really are, because next year Mania is going to Vegas, the first time since WrestleMania 9.
I like when they do themed events,
I do too.
and
But
like they do the whole thing, dripping in the theme.
yeah, but would you ever see them do another toga themed WrestleMania outdoor at Caesar's Palace kind of thing?
I can.
I'd watch it again.
I would too.
You bet I would.
The
I would
first
like my
Samantha
eyes would be
Irvin in a
glued,
toga.
going, "Oh my God,
Yes.
look at this."
I forgot exactly what WrestleMania was, but what the first one that I ever saw back when it was pay-per-view and you had to pay for, the amount that you had to pay back then.
You're
Exactly.
saying I'll know it.
Exactly.
It was Stone Cold versus I want to say it was Hulk Hogan, but at the same time I don't know why, but I'm seeing Goldberg.
Nope. Oh. You're talking about, if I'm right.
SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam.
No.
No?
If it was WrestleMania, it was WrestleMania 20 in 2004 with Stone Cold being the ref between Goldberg and Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, that's the one where they both quit
Yep, I will say this with
and
pure
Brock got booed
confidence.
out the building that night.
I will say this with pure confidence, and Isaiah knows, if he's watching, I am a fucking Rain Man of professional wrestling knowledge. I am.
He is.
I have chunks of like solid knowledge, and then long gaps of like I don't know,
I have long gaps of knowing things.
like PG era. I don't know.
Everything era.
Like I was an Attitude Era kid. Well, I was a teenager during Attitude Era, so like obviously, coming up in high school watching it, that's the golden time to like be watching wrestling as a teenager, essentially. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But before then, like I was absolutely WWE neon lights in your house event. Remember like that? Like I loved that. I died for that shit. But I originally got into it because my grandparents, like I've been watching since I was a baby, dude.
Mhm.
I'm a pro wrestling since memory, before memory. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a while to realize this is like, dude, this is your dream. You should have been following this instead of just being a fan. So I came in a little late, but like better late than never is what I say.
So what was your first live event as a fan, purely as a fan?
WCW Thunder.
Wow, everybody got to go to Thunder.
Uh, I don't know if he told you this in the interview because I didn't get a chance to listen to it since he was the last one y'all interviewed. Tamaku,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
did he say WCW Thunder?
I believe he did.
You want to know who he went to that with?
You. Oh wow.
No way.
Tamaku and I went to high school together.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So we wanted to do this way back then. We would play WCW versus NWO on N64. We would do trampoline nonsense. And then our first event was WCW Thunder. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh.
I have you beat. Maybe not as far as quality, because WCW Thunder would have kicked ass. My first wrestling event was Sunday night, March 12th, 1989, at the Summit here in Houston.
Well, that's before me at least, because I was,
I got to see Hulk Hogan wrestle the Big Boss Man in the blue wrought iron steel cage.
I remember you saying that. I think that was on the Ryan Russell episode.
Holy shit, Timmy listens. Yeah,
Do my research.
Do you do your research?
I do a lot of research actually, especially for my
Nice.
promos and stuff, because I look up, I want certain sayings or I want a certain vibe, so I'll look up things. Donovan is completely like every devil character in the movies and pop culture tried to be wrapped into one. Like he boiled down, he's just supposed to be a devil character, a guy you make a deal with that it may turn sour on.
You know who plays a really good underrated devil character? I don't know his name. It's an actor, But you remember that movie End of Days from '99, the Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, I
That
looked it up.
dude,
I remember him. He was
that dude, I could watch that movie over and over.
Gabriel Byrne.
Dude, that dude is so good as that devil
Dude's
character.
great. He's a great actor.
Mhm.
My biggest inspiration, like if I had to like pick two dudes, would be Donovan is supposed to be a combination of Constantine's Lucifer, Peter
Oh,
Stormare.
okay.
I haven't gotten to that level. That's another thing. Like I'm not very bombastic because I'm leaving room for myself to evolve the character, like to show emotion with. So very early, I'm not showing a whole lot, giving you guys a whole lot because I'm leaving a whole lot of room for weird. So Peter Stormare's Lucifer and Constantine, and Robert De Niro's Louis Cypher in Angel Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So it's like two devil characters, very sure. They're very sure with themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to get off with Donovan, that he doesn't hesitate. He speaks kind of slow and low because he doesn't need to yell. That's not what kind of person he is. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He's not going to yell at you. He's going to make you feel like crap by not yelling at you, probably. You know, it's what he doesn't do that I think would be is far more interesting.
Now, before we wrap it up, there's one more thing at least I have to ask you. I know you're a big horror movie buff.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any in your horizon that you're looking forward to watching? New as far as new horror movies coming out?
New horror is weird. Some stuff's great, some stuff really corny. There's been some great stuff coming out. Jordan Peele stuff has been out of this world. Great. You know what I mean? Like I didn't oh, he's like hitting you with some like really good stuff. But I've been watching and kind of interested in the what is it? Maxine that's coming out as part
Yes.
of the Pearl and X series.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
my girlfriend got me into that, and I watched it with her, and I was like, this is crazy, but I like crazy good, like crazy in a good way.
Because what's the first one in that series? I can't remember where they go to that farmhouse and film that
I
porn.
think it's just called X.
X. That was fantastic.
Like that, like it was like it seemed very normal at first, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And it was like in a Texas town too.
Yeah.
It's like it felt really natural because it looked like the place, and you slowly get hooked into it, and then just like it goes off the rails, and when it goes off, it goes really off the rails.
Did it other than the like the main antagonist, the killers, did it kind of give you like that Texas Chainsaw like
Yes.
1979 kind of vibe?
Yes, absolutely. Because like the whole like first 20 minutes is absolutely a Texas Chainsaw, almost shot for shot kind of vibe where they
Yeah.
in a van and they go across like Texas countryside where there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very Texas Chainsaw.
So I'm gonna shoot you a title, and I want you to watch the trailer either tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Take a minute and a half of your time.
You
There's
got
a
it.
brand new horror movie. I love old slasher movies. I don't like this supernatural shit. Give me something. Give me something simple. A guy with a knife, an axe,
Yeah.
something blunt.
Something grounded. Sure.
I'm okay. There's a new movie coming out. It's called In a Violent Nature.
Heard about that.
Dude, the whole movie is shot from the killer's perspective.
Oh, okay, that's the shit. All right, cool.
And it's a Shudder. It's if you're familiar with Shudder.
Yeah.
It's a Shudder theatrical release, which will probably be in the theater for a week, and then they'll put it on Shudder's streaming
Sure.
service.
Sure.
That's one I got up my radar on.
All right. On a funnier and lighter note, because I don't know how it's going to turn out, I'm interested in seeing the remake of Nosferatu.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
intrigued. You know what I mean?
You know what they should make is if they're gonna do like remakes of the old Hammer horror movies, they need to make a genuine remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon.
It's unfortunate that Universal cannot seem to get their monster situation off the ground.
That would be so good.
You know, with y'all talking
Come
about
close, but it's just not quite there.
yeah, with y'all talking about horror movies, you know, I'm a big horror movie person too. Now, I'm not as much in it as y'all are, but it's because of the fact the way that they're making horror movies now, it's not scary anymore.
That I think has to do a lot probably because, and this is a more serious conversation to have another time, the increase of technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's clean,
Mm-hmm.
almost too clean,
Yep.
to the point that we are making CG dirty. You know what I mean? We have to take CGI, we have to make it dirty so it looks real, kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
That's
Yeah.
why I miss all practical effects from the 90s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to send you a link if I can find the full release. And I mean, you're going to have to break this up into like hour increments because this thing's like 6 hours long.
Okay.
It's a documentary called In Search of Darkness.
I know it. I follow that dude on YouTube. I watch that guy's
I
stuff.
spent 9 hours in 2 days watching that.
It's like a super documentary, right?
Bro, of like every horror movie from like the 70s to the late 80s. Now they have In Search of Darkness Volume 3 coming out where it's like 90 through 96. And I'm like, oh,
He even started a sci-fi one.
yes, he did. That's going to be a damn good one.
I watch his stuff. It's kind of he Brandon Tenold is
Yeah.
he does the like the old movies, kind of almost Mystery Science Theater in a way, where he just kind of like makes fun of the movie while reviewing it.
Okay,
Yep.
we have a someone in the chat named Jen Lugosi.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay, just by the smile, he knows who that is. Well, hello, Jen. Welcome to the chat. Let me see if I can click and see who
Hi,
that
Jen.
is. I don't know who that is, so
Is there a question?
no,
No.
she just
Oh.
she sent you a heart,
Yes.
a black heart. It's a black
That is
heart.
my number one fan.
Yes. Is that really?
Yeah, that's absolutely my number one fan.
Nice. Now, is she local here in the Houston area or?
San Antonio.
Nice.
You guys will probably see me out Central Texas way a lot more because everyone I'm managing right now is over there.
Really?
Okay.
Some of the places over here are trying to get that talent over this way more often, but you know, Texas is a big place. Gas is a thing out here.
Well, it's
Now,
like,
I thought we seen her name in another chat with Jordan, but I guess I could be wrong.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
no, I don't think so, because I would have recognized the name.
I would have too, yeah.
But getting to everything, before we close the show,
Mhm.
if there's anything that you want to let the audience know, you know, where to find you, if you have any merch yet, you know, with the Heathen, if you have that yet.
I'm actually working on that. I've got a couple designs already built up. It's just a matter of pulling the trigger, making sure it's like, people gonna buy this? Are you gonna buy this? Just gotta so I can make sure the audience is building and pretty quickly, surprisingly. So yeah, merch is probably in the pipeline.
Alrighty, but yeah, the floor is yours. You can let people know where to find you, of course, where you're going to be on the next show, and yeah, the floor is yours. Take it.
Fantastic. Thank you boys very much. You can find me facebook.com, Donovan Bishop. Same thing across all platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Insta, X, it's all, you know, / or at Donovan Bishop. Next show, it will be June 7th at Loco. It's the Sadaka Asylum benefit event. After that, we'll be at Texas All-Star, where I believe I will be seeing both of you gentlemen finally. At appropriate volume levels and with a progression in storyline, more specifically.
Isaiah, you hear that? You hear that?
Yes, Isaiah. Bro, I could, like, when I was hearing him say it, I was like, I can't hear me either, sir. I'm sorry. All I can say. But that's the last apology you'll get out of Donovan Bishop. You have my word.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Like you said, you can find him on Facebook, Instagram, any platform that's out there. Also, keep an eye out when he is at the show. Look for that merch when he does get it out. On that other note, I want to thank everyone for joining in today, asking those questions. Also, you can find us, if you missed the live show, you can definitely find it on YouTube and also on every platform that you can think of for your podcast, like Apple Music, Spotify, anything of that. You can find us on there and listen to the show on your drive, wherever you're going. Again, thank you for joining us. And we also want to say salute the service. But other than that, we are out.